How many times would you try to escape before you gave up? Once? Twice? What if they caught you every single time? What if they tortured you, starved you, and locked you in darkness for years? What if your mind started to break? Henri Charrière, known as Papillon, tried to escape from the world's most brutal island prison not once, not twice. He tried again and again and again. Because for him, giving up wasn't an option. Giving up meant letting them win, and Papillon never let them win. Paris, 1931. Henri Charrière is a thief, but not the kind you're imagining. He doesn't rob people. He doesn't hurt anyone. He's a safecracker. Precise, skilled, surgical. He works for a dangerous crime boss named Jim, and he's good at what he does. One night, Henri cracks a safe and pulls out a collection of diamonds. He delivers most of them to Jim, but quietly slips a few into his own pocket. It's not greed. He's in love. He takes those diamonds straight to his girlfriend, Nanette. She lights up when she sees them. They both do. For one night, life is perfect. But someone from Jim's crew sees them, sees the necklace, sees the diamonds, and quietly reports back. Next morning, there's a knock at the door. Henri opens it, expecting anything but what's standing there. Police. Everywhere. They tell him he's being arrested for the murder of a man named Roland. Henri has never killed anyone in his life, but Roland, it turns out, is the same man Jim's crew was torturing the night Henri was at work. Jim had him killed and framed him for it. Nanette desperately tells the officers Henri was with her all night. They don't believe her. In his cell, Henri tells Nanette the truth. Jim set me up. He knew I was skimming. This is his payback. He tells her to forget him, to start over, to live her life. She refuses. She says she'll fight for him. He watches her walk away. Then he makes himself a promise. I will get out of here. Whatever it takes, I will get out. Henri is sentenced to life in a French penal colony, a prison built on an island surrounded entirely by ocean. No roads in, no roads out, just water, jungle, and guards with guns. On the transport ship heading to the island, a fellow prisoner pulls Henri aside and points out a man across the deck. His name is Louis Degas. Degas is a forger, a white-collar criminal who got caught counterfeiting government bonds. Everyone on the ship believes he has a fortune hidden somewhere on his body. If you want to escape from that island, the man tells Henri, you need money, and Degas is the only one with money. Henri files that information away. He's already thinking 3 moves ahead. That same night on the ship, Henri sees something that changes everything. In the dark, a prisoner moves silently toward a sleeping man. He slits his stomach open, reaches inside, pulls out a roll of money hidden in the man's intestines, then disappears back into the shadows. Degas witnessed the same thing from the bunk beside Henri. His face has gone completely white. Next morning, Degas finds Henri. I've reconsidered your offer, he says. Henri had never made an offer, but he takes the open. The deal is simple. Henri protects Degas. Degas funds Henri's escape. 2 men who have nothing in common except survival, and the beginning of the most unlikely friendship either of them will ever have. The island prison is everything the warden promised it would be, and worse. He addresses the new arrivals in the courtyard and lays it out plainly. Try to run, my guards will shoot you. Make it past the guards, the jungle will kill you. Make it through the jungle, the ocean will finish the job. No one has ever escaped from this island. No one ever will. Henri stands there in the courtyard, a man sentenced to life for a murder he didn't commit, and listens to every word. He's not scared. He's studying. Life inside is exactly as brutal as it looks. The work is backbreaking, the guards are vicious, and every inmate is a potential threat. Henri fights constantly, protecting Degas, protecting himself. And Degas, soft, bookish, never raised a fist in his life, keeps his end of the deal. The money keeps coming. A guard bribed here, a better work assignment there. Together, they survive. But Henri isn't just surviving, he's planning. One day, Henri spots a fat merchant visiting the island with a supply ship. Henri approaches him quietly. Get me out of here, he says. I'll pay you $5,000. The man's eyes go wide. Then he names a condition. 3 days. My ship leaves from the other side of the island in 3 days. Be there, or I leave without you. Henri nods. He's going to make it. He has no idea what's coming. The escape goes wrong almost immediately. During an escort with another prisoner, Henri knocks out a guard and runs. He sprints through the jungle, crashes through undergrowth, reaches the water, swims. He makes it to the other side. He finds the merchant, and the merchant laughs in his face. Even if you had the money, the merchant says, I wouldn't take you. The warden pays me more than you ever could to report men exactly like you. Guards pour out of the trees. Henri is dragged back to the prison. Warden looks at him almost with pity. You're lucky, he says. The guard you knocked out survived. If he hadn't, I'd be cutting your head off in the courtyard right now. Instead, 2 years in solitary confinement. 2 years alone, in the dark, for a crime he didn't commit, for an escape attempt that lasted less than a day. Let me tell you what solitary confinement in that prison actually meant. Cell barely big enough to lay down in. No light. Half rations. Barely enough food to keep a man from dying. No human contact. No sound except the distant ocean. And nothing, absolutely nothing to do except sit with your own mind. For 2 years. Most men break in weeks. Henri lasts months. Then he starts to fracture. He exercises obsessively to stay sane. He replays memories of Paris, of Nanette, of the life he used to have. He talks to himself. He starts to lose track of what's real. And then, one day, a coconut arrives with his food. Inside it, a tiny note. Degas. Degas had been bribing a guard every day to slip Henri half a coconut with his meals. He never told him. He just did it. Quietly, faithfully, every day. The first time in months, Henri feels something other than despair. He's not alone. The warden finds out. He comes to Henri's cell personally, grabs him, beats him. Who is sending you the coconuts? Tell me now. Henri says nothing. The warden cuts his food ration in half again. Henri says nothing. The warden turns off the light permanently. Henri says nothing because there are things you protect. And Degas, the quiet forger who had every reason to keep his head down and save himself, had risked everything for Henri. Henri was not going to give his name, not for anything. In the total darkness, Henri's mind begins to go. She sees Nanette. She sees Paris. He's back on the rooftops cracking safes. He can smell the night air. Then he opens his eyes, and there's nothing. Just the dark. Just the walls. He decides to fake madness, not because he's breaking, but because it's the only way out of that cell. He starts screaming, talking to himself, acting confused. Eventually, they move him to the medical ward, and there, waiting for him, is Degas. You're not actually losing your mind, are you? Degas asks quietly. Henri almost smiles. No, but I have a new plan. Henri's new plan is more ambitious than anything before. Movie night is coming. The one night per month the guards let prisoners gather in the yard to watch a film. The guards drink, their attention drifts, and Henri has been quietly preparing for months. The plan? Crush sleeping pills into the guards' alcohol supply. When they pass out, make a run for the main gate. 4 men, Henri, Degas, a prisoner named Maturette, and one more they brought in named Charrière. Degas warned Henri about Charrière from the start. I don't trust him. Don't bring him into this. Henri overruled him. He'll regret it. Movie night arrives. Degas moves through the crowd with drugged bottles, pouring drinks, watching guards slump. Maturette lures a guard, the one who had feelings for him, away from his post. One by one, the positions are cleared. Then the lights cut out. They move. In the chaos, everyone jumps a wall. Degas lands wrong. His leg snaps on impact. Charrière immediately says what Henri feared. Leave him. He'll slow us down. We have to go now. Henri doesn't even look at Charrière. He puts Degas' arm around his shoulder and keeps moving. They reach a boat that was arranged in advance. They push into the ocean. They are, for the first time, free for about 40 minutes. Then Charrière picks up a knife. He turns toward Degas. Too many people, too much weight. Someone has to go overboard. He's decided it's Degas. Henri throws himself at Charrière. They fight in the bottom of a sinking boat, in the dark, in the middle of the ocean. And just as Charrière gets the upper hand, Degas drives a knife into his back. The quiet forger, the man who had never hurt anyone in his life, saves Henri's life. He throws Charrière overboard. A storm rolls in. They hold on. And somehow, they survive. Morning comes. Henri wakes up on a beach. Around him, the sounds of birds, warm sun, real air. A local community found them washed up and brought them in. They are alive. They are free. Degas and Maturette look at Henri and say the same thing. This is enough for us. We're staying here. We're done running. Henri understands. He doesn't judge them, but he can't stay. There's nothing here for him. Paris is still out there. Nanette is still out there. He has to keep going. He steps outside to find a way forward, walks straight into a police vehicle. A nun, the one who had welcomed them, had quietly sent word to the authorities. Henri sprints back, warns Degas and Marcheret. They run, but Degas' leg is still broken. He can't move fast enough. The police open fire. Marcheret is shot dead. Henri and Degas are captured. For Henri, it's 5 more years in solitary. 5 years, this time for real. When Henri comes out of his second stretch in solitary, 5 years this time, he is a different man. Physically older, thinner, worn down in ways that don't heal. But his mind, still sharp, still calculating, still looking for the way out. The warden has had enough. He transfers Henri to Devil's Island, a special colony reserved for the most stubborn, the most broken, the ones who refuse to accept that this is their life now. Henri arrives and finds Degas. But this Degas is not the man from the ship. His eyes are flat, his shoulders are down. He barely reacts when Henri sits beside him. "You're still thinking about escape, aren't you?" Degas says. It isn't a question. Henri looks at him for a long time. Then he smiles. "I found a way." Devil's Island has almost no security because it doesn't need any. The island is a sheer cliff surrounded by the open ocean. Any man who jumps from those cliffs will be smashed on the rocks and drowned. The currents are brutal. The drop is fatal. The guards don't even bother watching the cliffs. But Henri has been watching the waves. Every 7th wave, he's timed it obsessively. There's a surge powerful enough to lift a floating object up and carry it past the rocks. And coconuts. Devil's Island has coconuts everywhere. "We tie them together," Henri tells Degas. "Make a raft, throw it over the cliff during the 7th wave. The surge carries us past the rocks. After that, the current takes us to shore." Degas stares at him. "That's insane," he says. "Yes," Henri says, "but it'll work." They spend weeks collecting coconuts, tying them together in secret, testing the timing of the waves, preparing. The day comes. They carry the coconut raft to the cliff edge. Henri looks at Degas. "Ready?" Degas is quiet for a long moment. Then he shakes his head. "I'm not coming, Henri." Degas stares at him. "There's nothing left for me out there, Henri. My wife moved on. My money is gone. My reputation is destroyed. Out there, I'm a criminal and a fugitive. In here, at least I know what I am. I belong here now." He looks at Henri with something close to peace. "But you were never meant to be here. You were never built for this place. That's why you never stop trying. You go. You've earned it." Henri grabs him, holds him for a long moment. No words, nothing left to say. Then he picks up his coconut raft, steps to the edge of the cliff, looks down at the ocean crashing against the rocks far below, and jumps. The water hits like concrete. For a moment, nothing, just dark water and pressure and the sound of the ocean. Then Henri bursts to the surface. On the cliff above, Degas watches. He waits, he counts the seconds, and then, far out in the water, he sees a figure, alive, moving.
Degas laughs. He laughs until his eyes are wet. His friend, the most stubborn, most impossible man he has ever known, is free. Henri Charrière boards a plane in Paris. He is old now. The face is lined, the hair is white, but the eyes are the same. He spent years after his escape writing everything down, every escape attempt, every year in solitary, every moment of doubt, every coconut. A publisher reads the manuscript, reads all of it, and when he finishes, he looks up at Henri and says, "This is one of the most extraordinary stories I have ever read." Henri thinks of Nanette, who always told him the world would know his story one day. He thinks of Degas, who is still on that island, who chose to stay, who pushed Henri off that cliff. The book is published, the world reads it, and Henri Charrière, the man they called Papillon, the butterfly, finally gets what was taken from him 40 years before. His name, his truth, his freedom. It isn't the escapes, it's Degas. A man who started as a business arrangement and became the most important friendship of Henri's life, and who, in the end, gave Henri the one thing he couldn't take himself: permission to leave. If this story hit something in you, drop a comment and tell me what moment got you the most. And if you want more stories like this, about men who refused to break, I've got the next one ready. You don't want to miss it.